There are many news articles recently that talks about rising interest rate and inflation. Let me show you how they are related and why our mortgage loan is not badly affected. Let us first understand in general why interest rate increases. Just like the law of supply and demand, when demand is higher than supply, things will become more expensive naturally. Put this in the context of borrowing money. The lender charges interest as a cost of borrowing, and if there are too many borrowers, lender will increase their interest rate to prevent overborrowing. Well, this is a part on inflation. When our supply is disrupted for a period of time and assuming demand is constant, prices are surely going to increase. Let me put this in our context. We have battled a pandemic. There are unrest disputes around the world causing unimaginable disruptions to our supply and productions, making goods and products more costly to produce and more expensive to reach us. Thus, the need to pay more as consumers. Hello Eden, how can I help you?
So, how are interest rate and inflation related?
Oh yeah, so Eden was asking me how interest rate and inflation are related. As you have already read, the Fed raises its interest rate to curb inflation, meaning to say, borrowing costs have increased to prevent over-borrowing, hoping that this will slow down its economy and control inflation. But there's a problem with this solution. There is a lag in policy changes in response to economic changes. This means that most central banks are adjusting its rate to try to correct its economic movements, also known as forward-looking rate. Unlike in US, our monetary policy is centered on the exchange rate, and domestic interest rates are largely determined by global interest rates and foreign exchange market expectations of SGD. Therefore, Singapore curbed inflation by letting the Sing dollar rise or fall against the baskets of currencies of its main trading partners. And our Sing dollar have recently appreciated in a bid to curb imported inflation.
Hi Mr. Nut, can my daddy still buy Sky Eden at Bedok?
Wow, now don't have to call or text. Is this what you call telepathy? Well, in Singapore, most of our home loan is based on the Singapore Overnight Rate Average, aka SORA, which increases at a slower rate despite a few hikes this year. The reason is simply because SORA is based on the average rate of all interbank lending transactions. Interbank rates can remain low because they have cash in the forms of savings and fixed deposits that pay out lower interest rate than the now climbing rate. Thank you. Oh yeah, so why is SORA more popular in Singapore? SORA being a floating rate as compared to Singapore interbank offered rates, aka SIBOR, which is a fixed rate. Fixed rate packages, which is largely determined by global interest rate, have already priced in too much of the rate hikes. But SORA is priced based on past month's rates, which is backward-looking rate. Therefore, the increase is generally slower.
Hey, can you finish the last part before you eat?
If you are looking to buy now, SORA is still very attractive, and this is one of the main reasons why our transaction volume is still healthy. Our government has been very prudent and preemptive by introducing the Total Debt Servicing Ratio framework, which has a stress test interest rate of 3.5% with a borrowing limit of 55% of our total income. This provides a good buffer for our loan servicing to remain feasible in the event that interest rate continues to increase. Singapore did not earn the safe haven title overnight, And this is the reason for the influx of foreign purchasers ever since we opened up recently for travelling. So, why the wait?
Sky Eden at Bedok coming soon.